In the quiet heart of a remote forest, a sound unlike any other pierced the morning calm. It wasn't the usual chirp of a fledgling asking for food. This was a cry of desperation, a high-pitched, frantic call from a young eagle that echoed through the trees. Something was wrong. This corner of the wilderness, nestled near a winding river, was usually a place of profound peace. A lone park ranger, Mark knew its rhythms by heart. He had often watched the majestic mother bald eagle and her young fledgling as they soared through the skies. Their presence was a symbol of the forest's serene and undisturbed life. But on this day, an unusual stillness had settled over the woods. The familiar chorus of birdsong had faded, and the air felt heavy with an unspoken tension. Mark felt a subtle shift, a quiet alarm bell ringing in the back of his mind. At first, he dismissed the young eagle's cries. Perhaps it was just a squabble over a meal or a typical bout of youthful impatience. But the calls didn't stop. They grew more persistent, more urgent. The fledgling, usually content to perch near its mother, was now flying in agitated circles above a specific stretch of the forest's edge. Its flight was erratic, its cries sharp and filled with a distress that was impossible to ignore any longer. Mark's initial dismissal turned into a growing unease. He knew the sounds of this forest, and this was not a sound of normal life. An unsettling intuition told him he needed to find the source of the young eagle's panic. He grabbed his pack and started moving, letting the desperate cries guide him. The fledgling's loops tightened, its voice growing hoarse as it guided him closer. As Mark pushed through a thicket of overgrown brush, he saw it. The mother eagle, the magnificent matriarch of this territory, was trapped. Her wing was tangled in an old, rusted, barbed wire fence, a forgotten relic of a time long past. She was exhausted, her powerful body drooping as her struggles only served to tighten the wire's grip. Far in the distance, dark clouds were gathering, promising a storm that would make any rescue attempt treacherous, if not impossible. The fence itself was a hazard, and the mother eagle, even in her weakened state, was a formidable creature. Approaching her is a risk. Overhead, the baby eagle circled, its cries no longer just a sound of panic, but a clear, heartbreaking plea for help, mirroring its mother's silent agony. Mark paused, assessing the dangerous situation. How could he get close without causing more harm to the terrified mother or himself? As he hesitated, the young eagle did something extraordinary. It landed on a branch just a few feet away, looked directly at him, and let out a single, piercing cry. Then it turned its head toward its trapped mother, a clear and intelligent signal. It was as if the fledgling was urging him forward, trusting him to understand. That was all it took. Moved by the young bird's profound plea, Mark shed his hesitation. He slowly approached, pulling a thick blanket from his pack. With gentle movements, he draped it over the mother eagle's head, the sudden darkness calming her frantic struggles. With the great bird now still, he could finally begin the delicate work of untangling her wing. With immense care and steady hands, he worked the sharp barbs free, one by one, until finally the wing was released. The mother eagle was free. She shook her head, the blanket falling away. For a moment, she stood there, testing her injured wing. Then, with a powerful downbeat, she launched into the air. The baby eagle, which had watched the entire rescue with intense focus, immediately flew to her side. The ranger watched, his heart swelling with a quiet sense of relief as the two eagles reunited in the sky. The fledgling flew close to its mother, as if guiding her, their forms silhouetted against the darkening clouds. It was a moment of quiet triumph, a testament to the powerful bond between a mother and her child, and the quiet compassion of a single person who chose to listen. They soared higher and higher, disappearing into the vast canopy of the forest, leaving the world as quiet as it was before. The storm held off, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves. Mark stood there for a long time, reflecting on the delicate balance of this wild place. He understood then that sometimes the smallest creatures can sound the most important alarms, and that courage isn't always loud. Sometimes it's found in the simple act of listening and responding with kindness. The forest returned to its peaceful rhythm, its resilience a quiet reminder of the profound connections that bind all living things.